Solar Group's national partner Gilles Weber and his assistant from Benin, Barbara Sagakina, visited the workshop of the company Steen. Steen modernizes transport by installing Duyunov's motors on it. Gilles Weber and investors of the project from Africa are interested not only in the Slavyanka technology, but also in the equipment that this technology can be applied to. It can solve several ecological and economic problems. It can make the air in cities cleaner and also make the electrical transport more accessible. Thanks to economical motors installed on transport together with solar panels, Africans will be able to move around almost for free. A representative of the Steen company, Andrei Lobov, showed the workshop and modernized equipment to the guests. The motorcycle Bajaj Pulsar with the Moto DA100S immediately attracted everyone's attention, not only by its looks, but also by its technical characteristics. It is interesting that when modernizing, the original frames, the casing and the fixings remained unchanged. Very precise work was conducted to install the electrical drive unit. The partners also saw the motorcycle Suzuki AX100 with the Moto DA90S. They also saw different modifications of motors with combined windings, including those developed by Sovelmash. The partners were interested in kits for light transport that Steen produces. They discussed delivering such kits to Africa with Andrei Lobov. Gilles Weber and Barbara Sakakina tried a cross-country vehicle Sherpa with an internal combustion engine. They took a ride in winter cross-country and on a river covered with ice. The cross-country vehicle is capable of surmounting any obstacles, including ice and water. Lobov's team is currently developing an electrical version of Sherpa. It has Slavyanka motors from Sovelmash on it. The electrical cross-country vehicle is not inferior to the original one in its features. Quite the opposite, it is superior to it. It does not pollute air and water. It runs very quietly and thus can be used in natural reserves. Another interesting vehicle that the guests tried was a Husky with Duyunov's motor. This small tracked cross-country vehicle can transport passengers and cargoes in cross-country snow and sand. Then the partners went go-karting and tried an electrical go-kart with Slavyanka motor. They were impressed with the high speed, absence of noise, and ease of driving. Electric motors make go-karting more popular, ecological and comfortable for users, and more profitable for business. The whole world is now transferring to electrical go-karts. Gilles Weber and Barbara Sakakina had Facebook Live broadcasts, which enjoyed a lot of comments and views. On their return to Africa, they will continue promoting Slavyanka technology and develop collaboration with Russian partners for innovative transport to be introduced on the African continent.
Good evening and very warm welcome, dear participants and partners of the project Duyunov's Motors. My name is Dmitry Maximenko. I'm the host for English-speaking webinars for the Duyunov's Motors project and Solar Group company. Tonight, we will speak about the presentation of Duyunov's Motors, our basic presentation for the newcomers. If you haven't yet had a chance to delve into the matter of electric motors with Duyunov's Motors project with Duyunov technology, this is your chance, this is your opportunity to find all about the technological part and investment part of the project. So let us start with this presentation. It will take about maybe 45 minutes, and then we can open the floor to discussions, to your questions and answers, to maybe some of your comments which you might have after this presentation. You're welcome also to share and like this broadcast and our YouTube channel called Duyunov's Webinars, and also Facebook page duyunov.official, where it's broadcast live. It's streamed live right now, so you can share it among your friends. You can save it and watch it later on the road and so on. So what is project Duyunov's Motors? Duyunov's Motors project is the crowd investing project started in 2017 with the companies Sovelmash in Russia and company Solar Group located in offshore jurisdiction. With this technology of crowd investing, we are able to actually collect the necessary investments from the private individuals from all over the world to this project, which is basically taking care of development and introduction into the world market of the new technology, of the new type of electric motors, such as i3 and i4 electric motors. But let's speak first, what are actually, what is the place of induction motors in the world today? So they really play an important role in our everyday lives, in our household, in our industrial applications, and so on. For example, if you look at the induction motors, there are more than 10,000 types of induction motors existing now in the world. 7 billion of motors are produced annually and undergo overhaul on an annual basis. And also 60% of the world electrical energy is consumed by such electric motors. We have 11 induction motors per each inhabitant on the planet Earth, meaning that there's a huge and growing market of this type of induction motors, and we actually taken part of this market right now as we speak with our technology Duinos motors. Application areas are very vast indeed. They range from electric transport to household appliances to military machinery to aviation, construction, special purpose vehicles and machines, and machine tools which you have in like pumps, like assembly lines and so on. They all employ electric motors. So when you actually help these industries to improve their electric energy output, actually there's a huge market, there's a huge interest from all the interested parties in this technology. So let's speak about the founders of the project, who started it, and with whom help we actually moving forward very fast indeed today. Dmitry Alexandrovich Duyunov is the developer and of the combined winding technology called Slavyanka. He is one of the co-founders of the research and production enterprise called ASNPP, which is located, of course, in Russia. He is also the author and co-author of a lot of patents, more than 20 patents actually registered with Intellectual Property Registry in Russia. And also he is one of the top executives in the Solmash company, now taking care of construction of this big innovative center, which will take care of development and implementing of the new type of electric motors. What is actually this technology and how it is different from normal conventional BLDC, for example, technology, or other type of technology with induction motors? Here we use the combination of the delta and star windings put together in one winding of the electric motor, and we called it combined winding technology called Slavyanka, which actually has these advantages. Of course, it saves electric energy by up to 40% according to some of the tests performed. And as you saw in the beginning of this presentation, there were more than 1,000 motors with which these similar tests had been performed in the past already by both Solmash and other independent parties like universities, like independent companies. Secondly, it's reduced production cost by up to 30% with the help of the fact that we do not employ any permanent magnets here in this technology. We only use copper and electric steel. So with the reduction and with the non-usage of permanent magnets here in these electric motors, we actually we're able to save up to 30% of production cost when producing these electric motors, and improved reliability service factor, which is now 2.5 instead of just 1.5 in normal electric motors. Also, of course, we are helping the environment a lot, in which way we contribute to the improvement of the environment in ways that we actually, when we produce needed electric energy with lower consumption of natural resources, it's actually very positive fact. And by reducing the production cost, by increasing the energy efficiency of these electric motors, we're actually helping to reduce the impact of the harmful factors affecting the environment. And it's all over the world. You have a lot of plants which are polluting the environment, the land, the water, and the air, of course. And by introducing this technology, this Duinos Motors technology, will be able to reduce and to help solve some of these environmental issues all around the world. So what does technology with Slavyanka offers? What does it offer? It actually, it's the new class of energy efficiency class of IE3 and IE4, which are the highest classes, energy efficiency classes in the market. And by implementing this technology, this energy efficiency class, we are able to solve some of the main global environmental issues, which are the pollution, of course, of our environment, as mentioned. Moreover, already more than 20 patents have been filed, had been used, and had been registered in Russia. And of course, these patents are about the electrical energy, electrical motors, also about the controllers, also about the different types of application of these electric motors in machinery. So there are many detailed information contained in these patents, and they are also available online publicly. You just need to go to fips.ru, I think, the website, and you can just type the Federal Intellectual Property Registry in Russia, and you can find by the name Sovelmash or by the name ASMPP, you will find these various which are already online or already available for double checking. Moreover, universities, which are two universities in Europe, one university in Russia, and one university in Thailand, who all of them confirmed that Duyunov's electric motors performed quite well in comparison with the competition with the other electric motors from various different producers. All these test protocols online on our website, on our official back office page, solargroup.pro, PRO, which means double check whether they really did the performance tests and what were the output, if it's the same as reflected in the document. Licensed winding specialists conducted various tests, but also implemented the technology in the real electric motors, for example, which were brought to them by the clients for modernization, and they modernized from the normal conventional electric motors to the Duyunov's motors. And also these motors had become much more powerful than before, and after modernization they could really perform work better and much more efficiently in terms of energy consumption. Also, a lot of prototypes were introduced in the market and were exhibited in various occasions in Russia and abroad as well. Also in Russia, in Europe, and in China. For example, Duyunov's motors had been tested in the first Russian electric car called Zeta, equipped with 4 hub motors, also demonstrated in 2017 exhibition in Russia. Also, ZAZ car at the Monte Carlo Rally was exhibited, as well as the trolley bus in Kiev in Ukraine was also using the electric motors and had become much more dynamic and efficient, power efficient. Also, the mining electric locomotive era was using the Duyunov's motors, and we have special video dedicated for this locomotive, which had become also more powerful and more dynamic. And there are some other examples, such as electric bicycles, such as a generator with Slavenka winding for KAMAZ Master Sports team. Also the hub motor for the scooter and hub motors for the wheelchairs even. So we have widespread applications of this technology all around different industries. Duyunov's hub motors is also one of the most demanded types of technology because it has great power. It has reduced price in comparison with the other producers, and it's much more reliable. It withstands without any problem water, sand, dust, and so on. Again, remember that these motors do not use any permanent magnets. So without permanent magnets, they are actually basically almost waterproof, completely waterproof, and they are not afraid of harsh atmospheric conditions such as you have outdoors. And these are just one of the examples of these possible and potential applications of this technology in the real life, in the real market. Also, hub motor was implemented and tested for an electric bicycle, for an electric scooter, such as this one, with the help of our production partner, company called ASPP Weihai in China. And also, this was the test conducted that this scooter was pulling this SUV in Russia already several years ago. With the weight of this vehicle was 1,500 kilogram, and this small scooter was able to actually pull it off and go with it for the long distance. So hub motor was also tested with an electric car Zeta, and here was the video that was already shown on many occasions in the past. I think it's from 2017. Electric motor was used for Renault Twizy as an example, as a just test drive example. It was also demonstrated during the 2019 International Conference of Solar Group in Moscow. In Renault Kangoo, it was also used, implemented, and also Renault Kangoo was actually it was tested and driven by Mr. Viktor Arestov, our production partner from China, and at public transport, so such as this trolleybus, also equipped with Slavyanka electric motor, demonstrated that it became more dynamic and more efficient after the modernization. Now also look at this electric locomotive era with an electric motor based on the Slavyanka technology. We have also some various videos of the tests where we demonstrate that with this technology, this locomotive became twice more powerful than before. So it was actually, we have a great result. Just we can watch the short video clip about this.
Итак, сегодня 10 октября, прошел второй день продолжения испытаний, продолжением всяких добавок, установок, регулировок. 39-й Куртис и двигатели Славянка.
Also, we have the Denzel Pikman with electric motors based on Slavyanka technology. Was also demonstrated during the 2019 conference in Moscow. And we have the range of these electric motors already being produced as we speak in China. And also Sovelmash started to prepare the equipment, the production equipment to actually to implement in some tests, to conduct and performing some tests. And also in the future, theoretically, we can start up our own production line or start up the production line for the selected customer, for example, which will ask us to produce this or that electric motors. For example, in this case, we already have the production range starting from 3 kilowatt electric motor DA90S up to 15 kilowatt electric motor DA112SL. And we have these two vehicles, for example, with DA100S motors. And also some of them also introduced the usage of solar panel on top. And also these vehicles, even today, you can go at as-pp.asia in this website. You can get in touch with Mr. Viktor Arestov, and he can send information about the current price, about the current situation with these vehicles, whether you can order it online and you can even import it into your own country and actually to use this technology already today. Also, some of his products include the Suzuki AX100 motorcycle with implemented Arduino motors, and K-Cross electric motorcycle with DA90S motor. He has a lot of more products to demonstrate. For example, this vehicle, Lujo Mini Jeep with solar panel and DA100 SL motor, and electric truck with DA100 SL motor as well. So he has a wide range. He also is conducting also production activities, but also he's performing the tests. So he's very busy with implementing and showcasing this technology to all the interested parties. So if you really want to be involved into this market, maybe you can arrange a meeting to his location in China and check it out for yourself, which type of products you would be interested in, and maybe you could arrange some special conditions with the collaboration with Mr. Viktor Arestov and his company ASPP Weihai Technology. And also we have second dealer located in Russia here, his name is Andrei Lobov. He's the director of Steam company. He has came up with these two products, for example, motor Snowdog with DA90S motor and a all-terrain vehicle, a 90S motor as well. Both them are basically also interest motor and motomule for some maybe agricultural works or some garden activities with DA90S motor as well. West, you can get in touch with also Mr. Andrei Lobov. He is working independently from the Sovelmash and Solar Group. So you can, as you saw, maybe in the beginning of this presentation, he's even planning to low pressure wheels low pressure wheels, the huge wheels, which is not afraid of water. It can go on any terrain, and he will modernize this vehicle. At least it's planned that he will modernize it with, and then we will see before and after maybe comparison. And if you have the market where you have some hard terrain, maybe hard terrain and not easy to get through, there may be and ask information about this product, which potentially can be implemented in the market and sold in the market. Another great example is this tuk-tuk, this tricycle with Bajaj Maxima, which is Indian produced vehicle. Tricycle initially with petrol engine. Now they've substituted with electric motor with Dunos Motors technology, DA90S technology, and even the interested potential customer from Sri Lanka came to Russia, visited Mr. Andrei Lobov's workshop and could test drive this vehicle, maybe see for his own eyes, with his own eyes, what is this vehicle capable of, how the solar panels were implemented here, and what are some of the technical characteristics which are right now are available with this tuk-tuk, with this vehicle. So talking about this technological part, we do not need, of course, to forget about the investment part of the project, or the financial part, part of the project, with which we collect the investment from the private investors from all over the world, and we actually help this project to develop and help to construct this innovative center located in the free economic area Technopolis, Moscow, located just outside of Moscow in the city called Zelenograd. And still we have the target to reach the $60 million of investments. Right now we have reached, according to the declarations of Mr. Dmitry Duyunov, more than 40 investments to collect in order to complete the construction, in order to put this innovative center into operation. So now we're of course in stage number already 17 from the beginning of the year of the construction and towards the completion of all the project stages. Step one was started in 2017 with the start of the crowd investing project. Stage 7 was when we obtained the construction plot. Stage 14 was when we started the construction activities. And of course, stage 20 will be in the future when we complete all the construction activities and when the State Commission will actually accept the completed innovative center and can give us green light to move in, let's say, employees and move all the necessary and to 100% scale. So the goal of attracting investment, of course, is to complete the construction because it's already been constructed, innovative center, to launch it properly and to start developing and implementing and testing and let's say conducting all the completing the orders of the customers of Sovelmash. This is the main why we need to attract these investments which we are talking about. Let's speak about the capital of the Sovelmash owned by the management of the company Sovelmash. 40.5% is owned by the SNPP company, which is located in Russia, and 49% is owned by Solar Group company, which is located outside of Russia. Actually, on the international, it's working. It's conducting its activities according to the international law, international legislation. And of course, all of the private investors who've invested into the Solar Group actually contribute to this 49% of the capital of Sovelmash in Russia. And of course, what will Sovelmash Center will profit from? If we look at the future plans, it's of course the plan is that the customer will ask Sovelmash to develop some kind of electric motor, maybe new generation electric motor for their needs. And Sovelmash will take the project, will develop the necessary motor, develop all the paperwork, design all the paperwork, and handle the documents to the customer. And for this, service, for this activity, Solarmash can charge up to $50 million for just one such contract. So you can imagine, with maybe having 3 to 5 contracts per year, how much turnover we would have in 1 year's time, for example, in 1 year or 2 years' time. And for now, we declare that we are going to start maybe the launch completely the Innovative Center by the end of the second part of the next year, 2023, by now, because of course nowadays we have the change in economical situation, political situation, and so on. So we cannot say with 100% certainty, but at least according to Dmitry Duyunov, as I understood from his latest webinar with Dmitry Duyunov this last week, he talked about, or this week, yes, it was on Thursday, he talked about the the first half of 2023, that we'll be looking at the completing of the passing to the State Commission the necessary documentation that the Innovative Center is ready to be launched, ready to be put into full plan as it is of today. About the investments, anybody can become an investor. Anyone can become an investor. And if you're not from one of the 5 countries which are not now prohibited list, for the contact technical support or to find this information online at solargroup.pro for this range of specific countries. But if you're watching us from Europe, from Asia, most of the countries are accepted and are eligible. Investors from those countries are eligible, from Latin America, from Europe, from Africa, from most part of European Union, from all the European Union except the UK, and from the Asian countries, from the Southeast Asia, from India, from Vietnam, Thailand. All these countries are, of course, eligible for investments. And indeed, we have more than 200 countries already participating in these investments. Also, we have the low entry threshold, which is as low as $50 per month. And in some countries where the income is lower, we have this minimum threshold of just $10 per month for the initial investment. The customer support is almost available at a 24/7 basis. All you need to work or to invest in just computer and the internet, and your funds are protected by the investment agreement and by the fact that we are operating under international law, under the UK law, and you will receive the copy of the paper format original of the share certificate, which confirms that you hold these shares which you've bought with your investments at the Solar Group, from the Solar Group company. What does investor get? As I've already mentioned, you will get the certificate for the shares, and you will get both in Russian and English languages, where you can read the rights and obligations of the investor and the rights and obligations of, and of course, it's written out clearly that in the future, the plan is to exchange your investment shares of the Solar Group into the stock shares of the Solarmash company. At least this has been declared. This is the plan in the future. So if you've passed your verification of the account, you hold your investment shares of Solar Group, in the future, you'll be able to exchange these investment shares of Solar Group to the stock shares of the Solarmash company. And to get, of course, the official document confirming this. This has been already outdated, so we have in, but you can see the general idea that at stage 16, for example, with $500, you could buy worth of $60,000 US in terms of nominal price. In the future, at least the plan is that if we take into consideration the $1 nominal share price, $1 price per investment for this investment of $500. This is just, let's say, a hypothesis. We don't know how much exactly, of course, the share will be around these lines, that this will be something like $60,000 US. But you need to double check, because already we're at stage 17, so the price and the discount is different, and the price per investment share became a little bit higher. It will become higher with each passing stage when we move to the next stage, because the discount goes down, but the price goes up at each stage. And at stage 1, of course, it was most favorable to buy the investment shares. But if you had not yet done so, there's still chance for you to buy the investment shares. We have a lot of promotions, a lot of special offers. For example, if you register in the company and purchase your investment share within the 7 calendar days, you will receive additionally 5% bonus. It's all it's all described in the back office at solgroup.pro. Also, if we have the conference in your country, or if we have a special meeting, also you would get some promo code which you can apply, and you can receive additional discount if you purchase the package, or if you top up your account and then purchase your investment package in the Sol Group. So of course, from where you will make your profit, how you will make actually your profit in the future. So every investor has the 2 possible options: either sell their shares at a higher price in the internal exchange, or later on after the listing in the official exchange, or secondly, you can just receive the dividends on your holdings, on your assets, on your investment shares, or on your stock shares in the Sovelmash company. So these are the 2 main options how you can actually make profit. We're not talking here about the, of course, partnership program. This is something different. In the partnership program, you can start making profit, start receiving rewards already today, once you've registered with the partnership agreement with the company, and once you promoted the project, and once somebody using your link registered in the company and invested into the project, then you would receive immediately your reward in the form of bonuses, which you can then withdraw if you have at least 200 investment shares, personal investment. Sorry, $200 in personal investments in Sol Group. You can then withdraw your bonus into your own personal wallet. So if you are part of the partnership program, you can already receive the rewards already today. And if you're an investor, it's a different story. You will be able to withdraw the profit in the future, according to our declaration, after the listing or after the internal exchange will be implemented. Then you can either sell your part of or all of your investment shares, or you will be able to receive the dividends on your stock shares, on your stock shares in the Sovelmash company. As you can see here, this graph just shows that at each patient stage, the discount goes down, and in each patient stage, we have the, let's say, the price of package goes up, but you see the maximum discount was at the stage 1, and it goes down to the stage 20, when we will have the minimum discount, and you'll be able still to purchase the package, but the only thing you will get a lower amount of investment shares with the same amount of money which you will invest into the project. I hope this is clear. Let me know if you have any questions at this point. Ciao, Elena. Thank you, Ms. Elena Lozada. Congratulations on receiving the president status in the Sol Group. We also have the guest of Ms. Elena Lozada. She's a representative of the company in Latin American countries, Colombia, and many different countries in Latin America as well. Talking about the potential capitalization of the Sovelmash company, we have the examples of Microsoft, Google, Apple, and Alibaba shares, which grew rapidly, actually not so rapidly, but very substantially over the long period of times of 10 years, of 15 years, of 20 years time, and more. Some of them grew more than 3 million times. So can you imagine such growth? Could be also requesting, or I'm not soliciting any investments to you, but if this is just for the general information, for general purpose, for you to consider that this is one of the opportunities to maybe diversify your risk, and to think, consider this option to maybe invest into this project, and the capitalization of the company Sovelmash could be potentially grow much higher than it is today. And we are yet to see what is the capitalization is today, because we need yet to see auditors of the company. Once it will be listed, then we can double check this information online from the auditor company and so on. So far, it's just our assumption, or my personal assumption, that the capitalization potentially can grow a very large scale in the future. And of course, the numbers are always growing. We are already more than 300,000 participants. And of course, we have the national representatives already opened in more than 15 countries. Here we miss, I know all have yet, Colombia, which might be our next national representative. Official representative cases, we have one national partner responsible for more countries, more than one country at a time, such as Mr. Jill Markets. At the same time, they have the teams located and in different regions, in different countries, speaking even using their leadership, using their experience and their knowledge, their skills to organize the teams to work as a one to attract the investors, attract the partners, grow the partner teams, and actually be very, very successful in spreading the word, promoting the company, promoting the project, and receiving a lot of investments from those regions and from those countries, from those territories. And actually, thanks to all of your support, of dear investors, and all of the effort and time of national partners themselves, we were able to attract a lot of investments already by this date. And of course, we've used these funds to equip the test laboratory. We've used these funds, of course, to start the construction, to buy all the our testing area. Actually, our testing area is has very, very high class. There are only just 2 such laboratories equipped with the latest technology. One in Sovelmash and the second one in Kamaz. So it's we're at a very high technological level already today. This laboratory has received the official state certification. So it means that any motor which is being tested here at this laboratory will be approved at an official level, let's say benchmark test, thanks to this certificate that we had already obtained from these authorities. Other project achievements include also that we passed inspections carried out by state supervisory authorities. We've started the mass production thanks to our production partner in China. We obtained the new patents, and we've developed our own controller for these electric motors. And of course, the motors are already being produced. You can already purchase them from our production partner, and you can already order some of the modernization kit from our dealers, such as Mr. Andrei Lobov, Mr. Victor Aristov. Here you can see, for example, a video from the laboratory. Let's take a look. And of course, here you can see it's not only about the lab itself, it's also how neat and clean it is there. So it means that people are really taking great care, a great deal of care about how it's organized, how the workspace is. And I've seen this in the EU, I've seen this in Europe. I haven't seen so much of this organization of high standard in Russia. That's why I'm very surprised to have this opportunity to share with you about this Sovelmash innovative company, because they're very working up to highest standards in technology, high standards in working in the office, in the laboratory, and of course, even during the last visit from the one of the delegation, I don't remember which one, in Solmash construction ground. Actually, they were surprised how you can be in the middle of the construction works and still yet be so organized inside. You don't have any garbage, you don't have any disposable materials and so on in the construction ground, but it's very organized, very neat, and very high standard in terms of organization of the work. This is thanks to the Solmash team for their high professionality. Of course, Solmash has received in 2019 the status of resident in the free economic area called Technopolis Moscow. And this actually this document gave us possibility to sign the doc just inside this special economic area Technopolis Moscow. And this land plot can be purchased with just 1% all the government checks. Then we'll be able, as a Solmash company, will be able to buy basically this land, because right now it's rented, it's leased, right, and to put it on its balance sheet and actually increase already at this time its capitalization. So it's huge, of course, put together with all the construction which is going on right now. And you can see, as we have purchased a lot, actually already this building of 3 stories and 14,900 square meters. Its value is even much of the construction materials plus the construction services cost. It will of course be appreciated a lot. Even after in the future, it will be appreciated even more. In my personal opinion, and even in this economic experience, is hopeful. We are very aware of this opportunity. At least in my personal opinion, this is a great still just thing to consider about these investments, about the partnership program, and about participation in the Duynos Motors project. Of course, the Technopolis Moscow means that we have tax incentives, which means we have lower taxes. We do not we're not obliged to pay the VAT spot, and we have developed infrastructure such as transport infrastructure. We have access to highly qualified professionals and specialists, and so on. So we have, this is just what it means to be a part of this free economic area, supported by the government, supported by the authorities there. This is how the exterior should look like once the innovative center is completely ready. And this is, of course, the preliminary implementation schedule. But I need to say to you that this preliminary schedule is almost followed by the week. So if you just see here in the 2022, we have March. So we are in these activities, more or less purchase, installation, and pre-commissioning activities. I think it's too early for pre-commissioning activities, but for purchase and installations, we are right on the schedule. And according to, we might be still a little bit delayed till the next year, first or second quarter of 2023, but still we are on the very good stage right now, because as Mr. Dmitry Duyunov shared already in one of his latest webinars, he told that Solmash company purchased as many material could afford, and they could physically pay for, and they could move into their warehouse, to mitigate any increasing price in the future. So they will already be have action materials necessary for the next weeks, for the next even months in some cases, that they can utilize to continue on with their construction activities, which is very, very positive point, notwithstanding any economic hardships or any economic situation which we see in Russia for any other industries, any other projects and companies right now. This was the start of construction activities for the workers, and plan the ground and level the ground. And then the construction activities, the main construction activity, 2021, we already had a group of national partners coming from different countries, came to this construction ground and saw with their own workers, very, very busy, as in the beehive. Construction machinery is working. The picture is much different. In fact, you can go right now on the YouTube channel called Duynos Motors and check one of the latest videos of the construction, you will be very much surprised. In my opinion, you will see already the building standing. You will already have the floor. We are doing some inside internal works. So this picture is even already outdated with RU and at our official YouTube channel, Duyunov's Motors, where you can find always the updated videos from the construction ground, from the implementation of the technology, from the preparation activities that the team of Solomon performing right now. Okay, let's skip. This is outdated. So preliminary contracts with Canada at Solmarsh site from in the recent couple of years, already from various foreign countries, and we can collaborate and to whom we can actually provide the services and to conduct our activities, actually detailed technical requirements. So these have been the latest news of the project. Maybe if you have any questions, the latest news that we had, of course, the visit of Mr. Gilles Weber, who visited the construction ground in Moscow. He visited close to Moscow, and he visited the CART center in, I think, close to Sochi or in Sochi, in the south of Russia. And very rapidly, he was doing the test drive with this all-terrain on the water, can go on the sand, on the snow, on the ice, and so on. It's a huge piece of, it's a great piece of machinery, and Mr. Andrei Lobov will be taking care of modernization, this shared vehicle with Duyunov's Motors technology. So if you have any questions, in my opinion, investments and something it's something that we need to look and to think about in the long term, not in the maybe in terms of months, but in terms of years, where you will be, you and yourself in your family with 1 year and 5 year and 10 years time. What will you do? What assets will you need? And what actually funds do you need to implement your own ideas, your own dreams? In my opinion, in my personal opinion, where something like Project Duyunov's Motors can come up, possible investments for the long-term future, for the middle-term future as well. And also, second part is of the program, but this is a separate presentation which we are conducting from time to time. I think once every three weeks we are conducting this separate presentation of the partnership program. Now, if you have any questions, please, you're very welcome to questions relating today's presentation or in general relating to the project. And of course, let me remind you that tomorrow we'll have to conduct the live meeting in India in this city called Jalandhar in north of India in Punjab region, the coordinators of his team there, and of course with participation of Mr. Pavel Filipov, the head of marketing and public relations of Solar Group, Mr. Birdi, he is the national partner in India, Nepal, and Italy, and some of the leading partners of the project in India. They will also be the speakers at this event. So if you're speaking Hindi, you can promote this event by sharing the news, sharing the announcement. And even if you don't speak Hindi, you can still promote this event. So more and more people all over the world will know about the Duyunov's Motors project and will want to find out how they can also participate, how they can contribute their funds and there may be effort and energy into this project and receive also return. Maybe the return will not be on the next day, but it will be in the future. As you can see, Ms. Elena Lozada, for example, she's very actively working right now in Colombia. Ciao, Elena, de nuevo. And also she's doing a lot of efforts. She's implementing a lot of efforts. She's building a great team there. So they will all help her out and let's say build from the ground up these activities in that city where she is now, and also in all over Colombia and all over Latin America. So the people in Latin America and other countries will know about this project, about this opportunity, and about how you can contribute if you speak Spanish, if you speak English, or if you speak any other language. We have the back office translated already in more than 20 languages. So you will find for sure one language which is suitable for you, for your partners, for your teams, whenever they are. And also, wherever they are located, and also consider to join the teams, consider to be equipped with the investment agreement, with the partnership agreement, and why not to move to the next step in your career starting from partner, then we have specialist, we have master, expert, professional, and the highest, of course, is the new status of president. And for this status, you need to work hard, but then you will be very satisfied when you have, when the time comes to reap the results of this work. This is my personal opinion. Hello, also Mr. Richard. I see you in our list of participants. If you want to add any questions, yes, I see a question. Thanks, Mr. Richard. You're asking how has the war not affected our investment in any way? Actually, it's a good and valid question. Let me just share with you the announcement which was posted by both CEO of Solar Group, Mr. Sergey, was prepared by Mr. Sergey Semyonov and by Mr. Dmitry Duyunov. I think if you might have already seen it in the back office. Let me just find that news. To give a short answer, the company, the project goes forward, even in these turbulent times, and the investments are safe. As the company has already announced that the project is stable, it's moving forward, the construction is going on. We have very bright and positive outlook for the future. Also, by the way, because even if it will be hard for the import and export operations, but we have still our internal market, and it means that if the government will take course for the import substitution, that our company will be among the leading companies to help with this import substitution with our own production, with our own technology. Instead of importing technology, we can offer our own domestic technology, which is another let's say positive even outcome from this situation, even if it sounds strange, but it's also the company's position. You can see here, Dmitry Duyunov has declared the project can operate in different conditions of our volatile world. It was already published in 24 of February. Here he says that we understand that many of the partners are concerned about the geopolitical events and asking how they might affect the project. We can announce that the project is operating as usual. The construction is in progress. The builders have already begun assembling the windows of the building. Back office functions properly, as you can see now. Payments are accepted, and the SOLMAS specialist analyze and forecast the events, including possible consequences of the sanctions. The team has been ahead of the curve on more than one occasion. As I've mentioned already, actually, Dmitry Duyunov's team already worked hard to buy in advance all the materials they might need in the future, in the following times, in the nearest future. So we mitigated these potential risks from the exchange rate volatility and so on, and maybe the lack of the materials from the producers. So we already purchased the materials that we will need in the first line. He goes on to say that the value of the Slavyanka technology has grown recently, and also according to the recent rise in prices for the rare earth metals. So it's a long article. You need really to look into it more in details. He continues that we need to stick together to support the project, and the invest into the project will help save and multiply your finances. So this is the opinion of the company. And also he thanks the project team and your the partner's support, and we will continue to pursue the goals in any situation, as it has been done in more than once before. So I think this is just roughly to reply to your question. I hope if you have any other questions, please let me know according to the relating to the project. Yes, thank you, Mr. Richard. Thanks. Actually, that's what we are explaining on our webinars. The official position and also the current economic situation tells us that in the future, It's the stable situation for us because we still have the demand from the customers. We still have all the connections saved, and it means we continue as planned according to our goals, according to our financial goals, our goals of realization of the current project, and so on. So we will continue to do what's needed to be done in order to go on and to perform according to our initial plans. So thank you for this question. Thank you also, Ms. Elena Olzada, for participation in this webinar, and thank you all dear partners who will watch this webinar in recording later in YouTube channel. It's broadcast live in Duino's webinars YouTube channel. Thank you all, and bye-bye, Ms. Elena. And also let me wish you a pleasant evening and have a great week ahead. Hope see you again in next Saturday evening, next time on the next webinar. Thank you and bye-bye. Let me just quickly play one of the updated videos from the Solmash.
Good afternoon, friends. My name is Andrei Lobov. I'm from the Steen company. Today I would like to show you the kit that we have prepared for sending it to India. This kit was developed for the most popular tuk-tuk in India, Bajaj Maxima. What is interesting about it? The most interesting thing is that in this kit for the tuk-tuk Bajaj Maxima, we use this. It is small. It is DA90S. Why can I count on it? Because it has the Slavyanka technology in it. It is very economical, it is very reliable, and this motor is small, but still it is sufficient. It is powerful enough for such a big tuk-tuk. Why? Because we left the gearbox in it. And this gearbox is really reliable. It was made for the diesel version, for the 9 power horse version with the Kubota motor. The Kubota motor, we removed it to put this motor on the box. We used a support bracket for that. Here, right here. We put an electric motor here on these 4 screws. We fixed it. And then, using an adapter coupling, we fix it to the gearbox. We have made this box not to sew anything, not to weld anything. The pipe which connects to the frame, and here we see fixations, and we just screw on this box, which sits there in a very robust way. What do we have in it? A powerful DC-DC converter that converts 60 watt into 72 watt and allows to supply electricity, 12 watt I mean, so to supply all the onboard system with this electricity, like light, blinkers, brakes, lamps, hazard lights, everything which is electrical. It is fed by this DC-DC converter, which is really reliable. There are also different relays here that allow the onboard system to work in a very efficacious way. And the controller, of course, controlling both the motor and the battery. This controller does everything which is necessary. Now, a connector. This connector connects under the body of the car to the battery, and you can use any battery. A lead battery, 32 ampere hours fit in really well. We use lithium iron phosphate batteries for 50 ampere hours. What else is interesting here? The charger, for example. We put it under the tricycle seat, and it is fixed on this support bracket. The charger allows to charge the tricycle, the battery I mean, in 2 hours. We use this stub. So from the electric box under the body, we pull 2 such switches into the saloon. This switch allows to switch on the mode forward, backward, and this switch allows to switch on and switch off the controller, the motor and the battery. Now, throttle grip, it is very standard. You place it where it belongs, and then very conveniently using this throttle grip, you can control the motor. Now, under the body, externally, in an accessible place, near the tank, we install this socket. It is fixed again there where it belongs with these 2 screws, and then we can connect the plug to 120 volt. You can plug it in very easily, like this. And then you put this one into the socket, 220 volt, and the battery will be full within 2 hours. The motor is very economical. The battery only has 50 ampere hours, and you can cover 50 kilometers with this charge. We have already developed an installation comprising 2 controllers and 2 solar panels, and if the client wants to install it, then the charger will actually be a backup solution. Otherwise, you just won't need it. Solar panels charge the battery permanently, and they increase the daily cover distance by 25 more kilometers. I tried it for 3 days under the Moscow region sun, and what does it mean? It means that the sky is constantly covered with clouds. So it was 25 kilometers to my workplace. Then the tricycle was charging with solar panels during the day. Then I could go somewhere again and cover 25 more kilometers, and then 25 kilometers back home. So 75 kilometers under our Moscow region sun. I could cover 75 kilometers per day, which really made me very happy. What else? We have already prepared the kit. We have made very solid boxes for it. One box contains the battery, the other one contains the motor and all the electrical parts and support brackets. We pack it, and then we prepare the kit to send it to India very soon. It will go there very soon, and I think that the partners who are looking forward to receiving it will be really happy and satisfied. Thank you. It was a real pleasure to talk to you about our new achievement.